3 True Scary Bathroom / Restroom Horror Stories, YouTube, English. Story 1, Horror Version. This tale has always lurked in the darkest recesses of my mind. I'm 23 now, and let me elucidate the sinister narrative that haunts me. It begins with the ominous house we once called home, an upstairs-downstairs abode. Upstairs, there was a solitary bedroom, and a long, eerie hallway leading to the bathroom, where my chilling encounter would transpire. At the time, I was a 20-year-old trainee at a hairdresser's, a place seemingly benign, filled with mundane tasks like making coffees, teas, and sweeping hair from the floor. However, the atmosphere that day was anything but ordinary. A bustling hair salon had been overrun by a bride and her bridesmaids, frantically experimenting with various hairstyles, keeping me hostage in my workplace for longer than expected. My shift began at 9 in the morning and was supposed to end at 5 in the evening. After a grueling day of toiling on my feet, my legs ached like never before. Living with my boyfriend, who was away helping his dad, I yearned for a soothing bath. The house, belonging to his brother, granted us shelter, but it was unsettlingly empty that evening. Upon arriving home, I eagerly relaxed for a brief moment before ascending the stairs to draw my warm bath. The bathroom door was locked securely, and I sank into the inviting water, lulled by its tranquility. Little did I know, dread was creeping in. Suddenly, a noise on the stairs pierced the silence, jolting me from my tranquil reverie. I dismissed it as paranoia, but the sinister sound persisted. It was as though an intruder was stealthily ascending the staircase, one deliberate step at a time. Terrified, I lay frozen in the bath, my heart pounding, tears trickling down my face. The noise crept closer, drawing nearer until it halted just outside the bathroom door. I dared not move, barely even breathe, as I heard eerie breathing on the other side, accompanied by a faint tap on the door. Time stretched agonizingly, and minutes felt like hours as I clung to the hope that the intruder wouldn't force their way in. Eventually, the unsettling footsteps began descending the stairs, and the back door slammed shut. My instincts kicked in, propelling me out of the bath, down the hall, to the bedroom where our phone awaited. I frantically called the police, my skin wrinkled from the bath, shivering with fear. On the phone, with the operator, I clung to sanity as she guided me through the ordeal, ensuring my safety until the police arrived. They conducted a thorough search, securing our home and alerting the neighbors. My boyfriend returned, shocked by the tale of our terrifying intrusion, and later, we learned that our neighbor had also experienced an attempted break-in that night. The perpetrator remained elusive, leaving us haunted by the memory of that chilling night. Forces seemed to encircle me, suffusing the gas station with an oppressive atmosphere. Suddenly, my phone rang, and it was my boyfriend, my lifeline in this nightmare. I informed him of the chilling encounter and my escalating terror. Without hesitation, he rushed to my side, determined to confront the looming darkness. Meanwhile, my manager, monitoring the security cameras from afar, ensured that the sinister intruder did not return. The minutes dragged on, each one feeling like an eternity, as I remained trapped in the confines of the gas station, awaiting the elusive police. Finally, after an agonizing wait, my boyfriend arrived, his presence a balm to my frayed nerves. We completed the necessary tasks to close the gas station, and together, we departed, our headlights cutting through the eerie darkness that had enveloped the night. My manager continued to watch over me through the security cameras, ensuring I reached home safely. The sinister figure remained an enigma, leaving me to grapple with the lingering dread of that night. To this day, I shudder at the memory of the inexplicable terror that had intruded upon my otherwise ordinary life. Story 2. Creepy version. I first encountered him just last month during a harrowing ordeal that left me shaken to my core. It was a day plagued by anxiety as I prepared to partake in a school event, a morning dance performance with my classmates on the eerie school stage. Little did I know that this day would unveil a sinister presence. As my anxiety swelled, my school principal, seemingly oblivious to my distress, summoned a stranger to accompany me to the clinic. His reaction was unnerving. He neither responded to my gratitude nor disclosed his name, his face an emotionless mask that sent shivers down my spine. But this unsettling encounter was just the beginning. A few days later, I encountered this enigmatic figure again, this time within the confines of the school washroom. I greeted him, but he remained motionless, his expression eerie and unchanging. What followed was a sequence of events that would haunt my nightmares. While I was in a restroom stall, engrossed in my business, he began pounding and assaulting the stall door with relentless force. Fear gripped me as I confronted him, only to be met with an unsettling gaze and clenched fists. Ignoring the dread that washed over me, I resumed my task, but his malevolent presence lingered. His threats loomed, and I could feel the menace emanating from him. Escaping the washroom, I raced back to my classroom, my heart pounding, relieved that he hadn't pursued me. Too frightened to inform my teacher, I sought solace in the school janitors, hoping they could shed light on the mysterious stranger. Their response deepened my terror. They claimed to have never seen him before within the school grounds, despite the fact that he was wearing a school uniform, a stark deviation from our school's protocol that required students to display their identification badges. The identity of this sinister individual remained a mystery, his physical threat undeniably etched into my memory, leaving me to ponder the horrifying question: what drove this man to such sinister actions? The unsettling encounter with the enigmatic figure continued to plague my thoughts long after that fateful night. Each day was tainted with an indescribable sense of unease, as I grappled with the inexplicable events that had unfolded in my life. My work, once a haven of routine and normalcy, had transformed into a place of dread and apprehension. I found solace in my male busbar, who, sensing my unease, willingly joined me during my shifts to ensure I was never alone. Still, the memory of the unnerving bathroom encounter and the disturbing man haunted my every moment. As I navigated through the days, I couldn't shake the chilling feeling that I was being watched, that the sinister stranger might resurface at any moment. The shadows seemed to conceal secrets, and every unfamiliar face bore the potential for malevolence. The school, once a sanctuary of learning, had transformed into a place of paranoia. I confided in my friends, sharing my harrowing experience, but the unsettling truth remained: the identity and motive of the enigmatic man were shrouded in darkness. I lived in perpetual fear, my steps faltering, my heart racing, and my trust in the world shattered. Each day passed in a tense haze, and I couldn't help but wonder if the sinister figure still lurked in the shadows, waiting for an opportunity to strike. The ordeal had left an indelible mark on my psyche, a reminder that the world could be a place of unimaginable horror. I prayed that I would never cross paths with that sinister stranger again. But the chilling memory continued to torment my every thought, a relentless specter that refused to fade away. Story 3: Scary Version. At the age of 18, I embarked on a nightmarish shift that would forever haunt me. I toiled from 4 p.m. until midnight at a seemingly innocuous gas station convenience store nestled beside a desolate highway in Canada. The location's isolation was far from unusual, with patrons occasionally settling in the parking lot for brief respites or entire nights. Little did I know that this night would unleash unimaginable horrors. As the clock approached 11 p.m., a palpable sense of unease crept over me. The gas station's dimly lit surroundings took on a sinister demeanor. Most customers had come and gone, and I yearned to conclude my shift, yearning for the safety of home, my sanctuary. The gas station's convenience store had a massive window overlooking the pumps and a solitary, ominous car parked right outside. Despite its proximity, no customer had ever chosen to park parallel to the store, nearly grazing its outer wall. An unsettling feeling gnawed at me. Closing time drew near, and my apprehension deepened. As I prepared to close up shop, I ventured outside to secure the oil shack, located ominously close to the parked car. As I completed my task and returned to the store, an eerie sight met my eyes. The car's driver's seat was fully reclined, and a man lay within, a sinister smirk adorning his face. Fear gripped me as I watched in horror, my senses overwhelmed. I waited, hoping he would leave, but he remained, his presence an inescapable specter. I summoned a regular customer, who remained inside, pointing out the eerie interloper. Concern painted his face as he urged me to call the police, a sense of foreboding hanging heavy in the air. Though reluctant, I decided to reach out for help, my heart pounding as I called 911. The dispatcher received my frantic plea as I described the unnerving situation, my voice quivering with fear. I awaited the arrival of the police, my eyes glued to the security cameras, praying that the sinister figure wouldn't return. My regular customer departed, leaving me alone, clutching my pocket knife, the only defense I had. Hours passed, and the police failed to appear. I remained trapped in the suffocating silence of the gas station, my fear intensifying with each passing minute. The presence of malevolent. The unsettling events that unfolded during that fateful night continued to haunt me, casting a sinister shadow over my life. The gas station, once a place of routine and familiarity, had transformed into a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked in the world. As I resumed my shifts, the solitude of the late-night hours seemed suffused with an eerie atmosphere. The sounds of the night, once innocuous, now held an unsettling quality, each creak and rustle echoing with the memory of that terrifying night. My male bus bar remained a stalwart companion, a reassuring presence by my side, but the fear of the unknown never truly dissipated. The surveillance cameras, once tools of security, now serve as constant reminders of the sinister stranger who had invaded my sanctuary. The police's failure to respond promptly left me disillusioned and vulnerable, my trust in authority shaken to its core. The realization that the malevolent presence had vanished into the night without consequence gnawed at my sense of security. As days turned into weeks, I couldn't shake the feeling that the sinister stranger might return, that the gas station's isolation made it a breeding ground for the unknown. The loneliness of the night shifts became an oppressive weight, and each passing hour was tainted by the fear of the unexpected. The events had left me forever changed. My once carefree spirit replaced by a constant sense of vigilance. The world, once a place of wonder and possibility, now seemed fraught with hidden dangers. I prayed that I would never again encounter the malevolent force that had disrupted my life, but the chilling memory continued to loom, an ever-present reminder that the darkness could intrude at any moment. Despite my attempts to regain a sense of normalcy, I remain haunted by the inexplicable events of that night, forever marked by an encounter with the unknown. The gas station, once a place of routine, had become a symbol of the fragility of safety, a chilling reminder that the boundaries between light and darkness could blur at any moment.